This is my DMC version 2. A lot of improvements have been made to this machine in both the sound of it and the performance. Mainly I've designed the cam to where it retracts faster, the soft side hits softer, the sharper side hits a little sharper, but it still has a little bit of springiness to the hit, which allows for it to be very effective without being traumatic and jarring at the same time. This one's set up with cartridges, and you can see I used a little hair tie just right up here to go around so it's not putting too much pressure on the drive bar, and this helps just stabilize everything without causing too much friction inside the grip. This one here, I have a type 4 needle that I'll use for the fine line stuff, and I just set this one up as a standard. I engaged a return spring, which is up in here. There's a little set screw underneath a washer, and I just like a little bit of return spring tension when I'm using standard needles. And I also have my Sidewinder 7 just to kind of compare all of the different ones a little. And this one also, these both have 11 liners in them, and just so we can kind of compare the difference in the lines. Let's turn it on. This can be ran for standards or cartridges. I really designed it to run for cartridges, and my goal was to make a really good cartridge liner, because it's a very difficult thing to do with cartridges, is to make a good rotary liner. One really neat thing, so this is on the hard hitting side, and when I flip it around, I flip the polarity, and you can hear it's very passive. Now I'm turning down, it's 5 volts on the passive side. I'm going to flip the polarity again, and that's the sharp side. So you can choose. I pretty much just like using it on the sharp side for how I like the tattoo, and I like the textures and everything that I get. Now with a standard needle, I'm gonna naturally just put my rubber band around this way. If you need more tension, you can always kind of pull on this and twist it around and get the tension that you want. The biggest thing to make them either standard or cartridge is there is a return spring up in here, and underneath this washer on the bottom side you see a little set screw here, and all that does is retain this washer, and underneath this washer is another set screw, and you would turn that in and it engages a return spring, and so now you just have a little bit of return spring tension, and you do not need that for standard needles, but what you definitely don't want is to have that return spring engage when running cartridges. So I just back that screw out all the way, and you don't want to back it out too far, because once it's touching this washer, if you try to back it out more, you're going to break through that washer and you're going to mess some things up. So just lightly turn it all the way in if you're going to use standards and you want it to hit a little softer and smoother, just until it touches, and then back it off gently for cartridges. And you might just enjoy running it with standard needles with no return spring tension. It's up to you. There you have it, the DMC.